What's up, everybody? 6th year anniversary Hall of Heroes officially announced, and you guys were worried that there wasn't gonna come. You're like, no, we're not gonna choose your Hall of Heroes is there. What is life worth living? Oh my god, we're only getting a tiny. That's what you guys sound like in my imagination. That's what you guys sound like. Anyways, 6th year anniversary Hall of Heroes, and as you can see, not only are there 5 units, there's 10 units, and you don't get to just choose one from the 10 units. They're actually doing 2 tiers of 5 and 5, right? So as the usual anniversary Hall of Heroes, there's 5 units to pick from that were from previous Hall of Heroes. There's one of each element, and then you're like, which one do you want? And then once you lock that in, you can only farm that Hall of Heroes for the anniversary Hall of Heroes. So they're doing that once, and they're doing it again for a second one with 5 different units, which just double well, for many people, it's going to be double the LD4s, right? Because they're hard to get. If you don't have them, if you missed them before, you're going to get a second opportunity to get them again. But double the Nat 4s, double the scalps, double the whatever you're farming the Hall of Heroes for. But here is the schedule for it: May 15th, 12 p.m. to May 22nd, and then a month later, June 19th. Yeah, you got to wait a whole nother month. June 19th to June 26th. So the first Hall of Heroes is, yeah, you guys see what I'm highlighting, right? First Hall of Heroes, Fire Jack-o'-lantern. That is, I would not recommend doing the Jack-o'-lantern because he's available easy in the guild shop, so I wouldn't recommend farming him. Water Anubis, which is a pretty decent unit, like Perna Slayer, right? Samat Slayer, against teams that have revive. He's a good Guild Wars, Guild Siege unit, that Water Anubis. Some people use him every so often in RTA, but he's mostly for like as a flexible last pick, not like as a first pick or anything. But he's a good unit for Guild Wars at the very least. Windhorse, another good unit for Guild Wars. He's a great combo with Copper and Bulldozer. He's like premium Copper Bulldozer combo. I would say everyone should have him built. If they don't have him, maybe consider that. Light Puree, honestly, the Light Puree isn't too exciting, just from my standpoint and from a lot of people's standpoint. She is an LD4, and she may get a buff at some point, but currently, like, I like the other Purees better. Right, the other Purees do more damage. She's got the multi-hits. Like, I actually built her and I tried her out. I know some other people that built her and tried her out. They're like, hey, I tried her out. I don't use her anymore. With the one exception of Math Plus Games, since she's got so many multi-hits, he's got a Necropolis team that he's using with her. But there's plenty of other Necropolis teams that are just like 1 second slower or not, somewhat less reliable. And he's got super premium runes on all this stuff, so it's like you're not going to be able to really replicate it with that. But anyway, the Light Puree is there if you want to consider, if you haven't gotten her at some point in the past. Dark Rakshasa is another good speed-based DPS unit as well to consider. And then for the second one is even more exciting, right? I just feel like the LD ones are, if you don't have the LD ones, consider the LD ones at least, because you're maybe not going to be able to get them again. I know a lot of people that are like, oh, the Hall of Heroes rolled around and I didn't get the LD4 because it wasn't that OP, and then they buffed it in a balance patch and now it's good, right? So Dark Rakshasa is pretty good actually. She's underrated. She absorbs attack gauge, she puts dodge, she puts a slow, so I know Lauren does that, but Ran actually does damage too, so, which Lauren lacks in the damage department. So anyway, she's similar to a Lauren-ish, Hua-ish kind of thing. Anyway, Sue-ish, but you guys don't even build Sue, right? She's still a solid unit. Sue is still a solid. Sue is, you know, I'm not even gonna say it. Okay, second Hall of Heroes, Fire Samurai, Water Joker. Why are you building the Water Joker? Watch, they buff the Water Joker. Don't pick the Water Joker, please. Don't pick the Water Joker. Fire Samurai. He's got an AoE. He's got an AoE defense break with his damage. He got better than he was before. He's not really meta, but he got better than he was before. Wind Pirate Captain is actually pretty decent in as a DPS unit for Giants B10. He's pretty decent, but you gotta feed all your Pirate Captain scalps to him, and then, like, would you rather do that, or would you rather feed the Pirate Captain scalps to Galleon, right? So he's a decent wind DPS unit, similar to Sophia's a decent wind DPS unit. There's a lot of good wind DPS units, you know? Anyway, or Crow, there's a lot of good DPS units. Anyway, you don't see too many people building him because he's only usable in that, and fairly limited. He's also not bad in the Ice Beast. But honestly, his uses are really limited, that Wind Pirate Captain. Light Brownie Magician, I would strongly recommend you go for the Light Brownie Magician because he's a super solid unit. He's got a speed lead, he's got a strip into a defense break. Strips as a passive, right? Into a defense break. So a lot of people in Arena, in high-level RTA are, you know, have the Light Brownie Magician actually built for like aggressive, fast, controlled damage teams. Like use him with Ganymede, with Okeanos, with Water Monkey, with Hathor, with Ciara, things like that. If you have those units, you're interested in using those in RTA, consider the Light Brownie Magician. Like in the future, even if you're early game, you're like, well, I don't do that yet. You may want to consider the Light Brownie Magician. He's a pretty solid unit. He's also, Light Brownie Magician is also a good combo with Light Brownie Magician, Orion, and the Dark. Because the stipulation with the Light Brownie Magician is if he has been he will only strip if the enemy has less beneficial effects than he does. So you want him to have no beneficial effects on him. So he doesn't really combo so much with something like a Bernard, which will do a speed buff, and then he's not going to strip if the enemy doesn't have, if the enemy just has Wildrins, right? So I'm like confusing myself now, man. So anyway, the Light Brownie Magician Gemini is a great Guild War team with Gemini, Orion, and the Dark Assassin, which we got in a previous Hall of Heroes. Really solid combo. The Dark Cobalt Bomber is actually not bad either. He's another strip unit. You can put both of those on Swift. You can also put the Light Brownie Magician very fast on Despair with good accuracy, right? Dark Cobalt Bomber as well. Either on Swift or Despair, very fast and good accuracy for both of those. They're very similar in uses with the Light Brownie Magician and Dark Cobalt Bomber. Light Brownie Magician is used a little bit more because he has defense break as well. So, defense break and a speed lead, right? So sometimes you need 2 speed leads if you're going to try to be aggressive and control. You need 2 speed leads in RTA, or just like I said for Guild Wars, right? With Gemini, Orion, and the Dark Assassin, Isabel. Then there's your Gemini would be your speed lead for that. Anyway, okay, so those would be my things. I consider the LD units. I would say for both of these, just in case you don't, if you don't have them, right? If you don't have them, Windhorse is a really solid unit here. Water Anubis is a really solid unit here, both for Guild Wars mostly. And then I just feel like this is just a strong like pick that, just pick that. If you already have Light Brownie Magician, maybe consider then that would be my choice. And I don't really like these ones. No, this Light Brownie Magician is solid. I don't do we have him on the LD only account? If we do, I know we have him on China server. I don't know if we have him on LD only account because I don't know if we started playing on that account when he was a Hall of Heroes. I don't think we were playing on that account when he was a Hall of Heroes, so we may not have him. But anyway, here we go. All of these acquired summoning pieces. You may also want to consider, there's another trick. Let me show you the trick from Guild Wars. If you want to get double the amount of pieces, here's what we do. Here's what we do, because we already saw this trick before, but, you know, people that are new, people that haven't seen the trick, people that, you know, came back after years of not playing, etc., etc. There's a lot of new people that came in for the 100 summons for the 6-year anniversary. They're like, I might be interested in Summoner's War again. So we're going to talk about the trick again. What you can do is, since here is, let me go back to this. Hold on. Was it this one? Nope. It was this one, right, guys? Okay. So for here, it says, first floor, consumed energy 10, available crystals 5, acquired summoning pieces 25, right? So what you do is you do 1 floor at a time. First off, you farm guild points ahead of time, right? You farm guild points ahead of time, and you buy these, not these. You buy these almighty summoning pieces, right? So you farm guild points ahead of time. You buy those because it's limited to. Oh no, it's not. It's not limited. Okay. Some of them are limited. Like here we have limited to 2 week, 5 week. So buy the almighty summoning pieces, and then do floor 1 of Hall of Heroes. Use the acquired summoning pieces. You get 25 summoning pieces from floor 1. use your Almighty Summoning Pieces with those 25 to get the full monster. Then do floor 2. Use another 25 Almighty Summoning Pieces to get the second monster. So, and a lot of people have actually asked the question, like, if they see in the summoning portal, they're like, what are these things where it says, like, summon Nine-Tailed Fox, 40 plus 10, what is the green plus 10? That's those Almighty Summoning Pieces are taking the place of 10 pieces for that monster. So, just keep that in mind if you want to. I'm just now noticing that this is not lined up. Good job, Bagel. Keep that in mind if you want more pieces of these units. One of them, remember, one of the Hall of Heroes is now, is soon, and then the other one is in June. So you have a month if you want to do the extra summoning pieces, Almighty Summoning Pieces for like Gemini, and you want to get a ton of those Brownie Magicians or anything else in the future. Consider doing that, and you can get up to 10 of the units instead of getting 5 copies of the unit. You can get 10 of them if you use enough Almighty Summoning Pieces. It does take a lot of guild points, but I mean, the answer to that is, like, if you want to do siege farming, then it's going to give you a lot of guild points. So anyway, that's it for this one. I think we don't really need to go too crazy. I mean, we could do some more spotlights on some of these different units if you want in the next week or so, because there's some pretty solid units. If you guys want to see any specific spotlights, leave them in the comments below. Say, Bagel, do a video with this monster that's in the Hall of Heroes because I want to see how it does. Do a video with this monster that's in the new upcoming Hall of Heroes because I want to see what it does. I might consider doing, building it because I have all these units on all of my. I don't think there's anything I don't have built. Is there anything I don't have built? I have Smokey. I have Anubis, I have Horus built on like every account, I have the Light Puree built, I have Rand built on several accounts, I don't have a Water Joker built. I do have the Windpire Captain, I do have both those, both Bering and Gemini built on a few different accounts as well. I don't think I have the Water Joker built on anything. He just comes back from the dead and just stays there and doesn't really do too much else. He's like, I have invincibility now. It's like, and then, well, that's it. That's it. Like, oh, okay. Nice, solid unit. I mean, you just Miho, right? Miho's better. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helps you make a decision. Pick Gemini. There's some of these that you don't really even need to pick though. Like honestly, just because like the Smokey's already. Smokey's just in guild pieces. You don't need Smokey for anything. Maybe he's got. Actually, I liked him better before. Anyway, that's it. That's it for this one. That's it for this one. Pick Gemini. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see. Like if you want to see us test some of these out in the future or in this week or whatever. And I will see you as always in the next one.